Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 72 and yesterday was one of those days that comes around once a year. You know those days where just everything that could possibly go wrong goes totally and utterly wrong. I'm talking getting stuck in traffic for 3 hours on the way into the studio, Premiere Pro not working and deciding it's not going to render out any videos, the fact that I managed to forget to record a Redstone video. I had it all built, I had everything ready to go, and then I went to upload the video and I hadn't even recorded it. I hadn't even recorded the video, as in, I hadn't even sat down. It's not like I'd forgotten to press the record button. I hadn't actually recorded any video. And I discovered this at about 2 PM. So I quickly had to do that and get all of that rendered. And then, of course, Premiere Pro wasn't working. And yeah, it's just, there's lots of things, lots of little factors that went into that day that drove me completely crazy. The other news is that on Monday, I got to try out a Red Scarlet W, and now I really want one, which is definitely a bad thing, as those things are incredibly expensive. Now, we're not going to be doing work in the aquarium today, but the news is in. The coral is ugly. I totally agree with you. So I'm going to quickly just run around and do a bit of a mining session to wipe out all of this stuff. I think this is it. I think this should be just about every single piece of coral removed from the base. And there we go. I can't see any lying around, and you know what? I'm almost tempted to just leave it as it is. We might actually have to just get Iskal in or something, and he can help us out. I mean, it looks crazy. I love the way this place looks. Maybe just, as you guys were saying down in the comment section, just a few chorus plants. Not the crazy number that I placed originally. A few. Anyway, the next thing that we've got to do is some serious base lighting. I'm literally just going to fly around the base and I'm just going to place in some sea lanterns everywhere. So I would say this entire area is now fully lit up. I've put about 3 stacks of sea lanterns over the top of this thing. I would be surprised to see any dark spots. Same thing goes for the floor. I've just gone under and placed another 2 stacks of sea lanterns underneath this thing. So I would be surprised to see anything spawning down here. Right, now I'm going to head into the storage system because still, to this day, there are mobs spawning around there. And you know what? This place is a little bit too dark as well. In fact, I should probably do some lighting inside here. There are definitely some dark spots in some of these areas. And now there isn't. Okay, mob proof. If we get any more creepers spawning in here, well, I guess I'll have to do more lighting. There's not much of a threat that I can make there. It's totally my fault. Now it's... Jeez, guys. We really need to sort this out. I should probably get a bow as well. A lot of you have been telling me to do this. I just found another one of these banners. LPS. Section 4.8. Proper use of droppers over hoppers. Inspected and approved. PS. Nice design. I think that gives a hint that this was probably Tango and Impulse doing my lag prevention services. Well, I'm glad that they approve of that. This is fantastic news. Done. Everywhere is lit. There cannot be any mobs spawning in this place. I refuse to believe it. I've had the F3 screen open for ages now. I've been looking in areas. I've been trying to make sure that this thing is entirely spawn-proof. Look, I can hear a zombie! Where are you spawning? I found them! They're down in the AFK fish farm fishing drops area. Okay, I think we've got to be done now. I mean, I have gone through my base about 5 times. Now, in the next episode of Hermitcraft, what I really wanted to do was build a wheat, carrot, and potato farm up here using the villagers. But I've just remembered that it actually needs to be far away from a villager breeder. It can't be near to a village, essentially. Which means that it's going to have to go in one of these, and it's going to be quite tall, so I'm almost tempted to do 2 of them, one on either side, just to keep some symmetry. That is going to be a big project. Anyway, to build that thing, we're going to need boatloads of glass, so I feel like it's probably a good idea to rejuvenate the super smelter and try our best to fit one on this side, kind of slotting in like this, and one on this side slotting in like that, and connecting both of them up using hoppers, and then having some input somewhere around here. In fact, maybe we could even add in some farms on this side and that side. Yeah. We can actually get this thing fully filled in. So I think this will fit. We've got all 22, I'm fairly certain I did 22, furnaces in place, and we don't have a lot of space. We have 3 blocks out the back, which is just enough for the chests, I think. And then we have a little bit of space out the front for all of the circuitry. It's going to be a tight one. So to do this thing, we're going to need a whole bunch of hoppers and a whole bunch of chests, as per usual. And I've actually found a little spruce wood forest not too far away from the base that I can actually take down. So hopefully this won't cheese off any of the hermits. So we have 8 stacks of wood, which is enough for 4 stacks of chests, which is enough for 4 stacks of hoppers. Now, I imagine that's got to be enough. I mean, surely that's got to be enough. I'm sorry, there seems to be some building work going on next door, so you might have to put up with some drilling in the background throughout this entire episode, but I think I have got the first bit done. Can you hear that? There's saws, there's drills, there's everything. But I think this is the first bit. So this is the redstone, we've got all the hoppers in place, everything is coming together nicely. Now I think we just have to do some of the logic circuitry, and I think that could be it. So that is that. One super smelter all done and dusted. And one thing that I didn't do to the original super smelter is becoming a bit of a running theme in today's Hermitcraft episode, is light it up. I seem to remember this thing was constantly covered in mobs. So I'm going to see, do I have any sea lanterns inside these little chests? Nope, it's not looking good. Okay, let's get that thing lit up, and then we can build the one on this side as well. Just like the rest of my base, that should now be mob-free. So as I say, this one is the next one, another 22 furnaces in the array, which means we're going to have 44 furnaces in total, fully functional. I really hope I don't have to turn this one down, because I really quite like these things. Part 1 of the process is completed. We have got all of the hoppers in place. That's all good. Now all we need to do is get all of the logic circuitry in once again. So that is all of this stuff, and all of this stuff that makes all of these furnaces sync up. Oh, if you don't know what I'm building, this is a super smelter. All of the furnaces turn on at once, and it allows you to use all of these furnaces simultaneously. Genius design by, you guessed it, Ilmango. And with this, we have got the final repeater, and then we have to place in a redstone torch somewhere. I can't actually remember where this redstone torch goes. Hold on. We need to run over to this side and see what's going on. So we've got a block in between the first and the second one. 2 hoppers that way, 1 hopper that way. And that is it as well. Just as I start recording, the drilling begins. But one thing that I have just thought is that it's on that side on this one, but it's on the opposite side on the other one, which means that the other one's probably wrong. Yep, there's tons of things missing from this side. This is on the wrong side. We've messed up the distances on this part, so this needs to be further along. Why can I not do anything correctly? This building work is driving me insane! Now that I'm doing the hopper lines to connect up all of the furnace arrays, unfortunately, we have completely run out of wood once again. This thing is coming together quite nicely though, and it looks really cool down at the bottom there. Just having some extra bits and pieces going on in this farming area is making this place look absolutely crazy. The noise of this though is getting quite frustrating. And hold up, there's another one! Telling me that I need to turn this off. Ah, but I can't get out now, I'm stuck! Oh no! What on earth? Have I gone back in time or something? This whole place has been wiped out. Only my dirt hut is left. What? I have not seen the hermits doing this. I'm gonna have to catch up on their videos. Dude! The dirt hut is the only thing that prevails. I'm assuming this is due to the fact that obviously we've got the underground area. Well, one thing that I just quickly want to check is the iron farm, real quick. And by the way, if the hermits do need to remove the dirt hut, that's absolutely fine. I'm more than happy to take it down, and I'll move the stuff over to my base. The iron farm's not been producing much either. Let's head over to Tango's place. Hopefully he doesn't mind. And I've got myself lost again. How do I do this so frequently? It happens like every other day. I just get lost on the Hermitcraft server and have to try to... Oh. Okay, I found the iron farm. That's good. But I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for a way to get home. And I've just run out of fireworks. Where would be the Oh, I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go. Oh, I'm in a state. I'm landing in water. Finally, I've made it home. I found someone's base, and then I used their nether portal. I've run out of fireworks. I was almost running out of food. I don't even want to go there. I've kind of lost my mind a little bit. I feel like I've been in like, well, Lost. Yeah, I never saw Lost, but I imagine this is how they felt. Okay, so this runs across here, and that goes in just like that, and like that. Finally, this thing is completed in all of its lovely glory. So we have got chests up at the top, that's where you put in the items. You've got a chest down at the bottom, that's where you put in the coal. And then these chests on either side are for where the items are actually going to come out. I was going to connect them up, but that would block off the water stream, which wouldn't be particularly good. Okay, super smelters are now completed, but before all of the hermits get cheesed off, yes, I am going to place droppers on top of both of these lines and light them up so that nothing can spawn. That'd be bad. I swear it has been permanently raining for this entire Hermitcraft episode. It just stopped, and then it's just started again. But the droppers are now in. This thing is looking very grand. Look at that. And we still have some space right here to potentially fit in some extra bits and pieces. But the place that I want to focus on is this spot out the back. Now, I think what I'm going to do is remove both of these things because, well, they're not particularly that brilliant. And maybe put them elsewhere, potentially on this side, and then replace all of this with a cocoa bean farm. I've gone to the furthest tree in the NHO jungle. This is the furthest one away that we can possibly get. You can probably just about see BOO's insane base over there, but I sincerely hope they don't mind me doing this. This is the only jungle on the server. This is the only one that we have. Okay, we occasionally trees need to be taken down from here. I hope they don't mind. So we've got 3 stacks of wood and 2 stacks of cocoa beans. That should definitely be enough to get us started. So now we have to start working out how we're actually going to slot this in with the base and make it actually fit. We kind of have a ceiling. It's going to be quite tricky to build with that ceiling of magma blocks above us. And oh boy, I've just flown in the nether. This is a bit terrifying. Oh, I didn't die. I hit that thing, I kind of panicked, stopped recording, it all went horribly wrong, but I'm alright. So this is what it looks like so far. We've got a 16 piston array. 4x4 pistons all the way around like this. Now we're going to have one on each side, but you know what I'm kind of thinking? I think I should probably set them into the floor. And then we'll just have lines of redstone going across, like a grid pattern. I think that's probably a better idea. This thing is actually looking really interesting. I love the way that it looks. Yeah, so we're going to have redstone on top of this. The pistons are on the floor. We've got the light prismarine on the floor as well to kind of match up with all of this stuff going round. And then we'll have the dark prismarine on the top to match up with all of this stuff. Oh, I love industrial builds. I always forget how fun it is to build farms and things. Been working on the aquarium for so long. Bottom logic circuitry complete. It all happens quite quickly, but all of the pistons are extending. Next up, top pistons. So this is what it all looks like so far. We've got all the pistons in place. We've got all the redstone up at the top as well. It's looking pretty cool. The next thing that we have to do is we have to get some way to transmit the redstone upwards. Now, I was thinking some form of slime block system. So we'll have a sticky piston with some slime blocks and then some redstone blocks on top. This is perfect. I love having chests like this just lying around. So we'll have that facing upwards. Then that will kick in and... Hey! That was pretty cool. And that made a really good noise. Wow. What are the chances of me catching that on camera? I mean, I record for hours in like 20-second clips. And as you can probably tell, I have been recording for hours today because I'm saying words like second. 20-second clips. Yeah, second. That's what I was going for. So this is it. All systems go. Right, if we hit this button down at the bottom here, we should see... Okay, that's good. That is very, very good. So if I place in these blocks right here, we can have cocoa beans going right the way up to the top. We hit the button, they get pushed down, and then push back up. Fantastic. All done and dusted. Okay, well, this side's all done and dusted. Now it's time to do the other side. There is one slight issue... that is also another slight issue, the fact that I've got holes in my floor, but the fact that the sugarcane farm on this side kind of juts into our area. So we might have to make some changes. So that one is now fully constructed without all of the wood. This one, I've just started placing in all the cocoa beans, and it is definitely not enough. That is 2 stacks right there. I've accidentally built an enormous cocoa bean farm. This thing's huge. I mean, how many do we have? So this is 16, so it's 32 separate logs in total. And we have got 5 of those, which means that it's 2.5 stacks of cocoa. No, that doesn't make any sense. Oh gosh, because there's 4 of them as well. So that's 20 times 32. So 10 stacks. I think my brain's worked there. 10 stacks of cocoa beans in total. That's far more than I'll ever need. And that, my friends, is that. So after we finish the monstrous cocoa bean farm, I guess you kind of have to periodically harvest this thing and gradually populate it. You can see these things actually, they grow pretty quickly, so it's not too much of a big deal, but let's give it a test. Good stuff. Nice. Now, one thing that I am curious about is what this place looks like now that we have all this stuff in it. And the answer is pretty cool. So we have kind of single-handedly in one episode of Hermitcraft filled in the whole bottom area of this farming module with a bunch of cool things. So we've got the super smelters on either side, and then we have the cocoa bean farm out the back right there. Now there is still some space here. Maybe I'll fill those in with some what are they called? The wheat, carrot, and potato farms. What are they called? They have a specific name. Nano farms. Nano farms is the one that I'm looking for. So maybe 1 or 2 of those just to allow us to get quick quantities of wheat, carrots, and potatoes. But as I say, at some point in the near future, aka hopefully in the next episode, I'm going to start work on the wheat, carrots, and potatoes farms that I guess are going to go on either side right here. So there's going to be one on this side, maybe wheat, carrots, and then on the other side we could have potatoes and potatoes? Oh, no, one of them is wheat. Oh, no, one of them is carrots. How does it work? Maybe I'll make triple of both. Oh, this is so confusing now. Because I've literally just remembered that the carrot and potato farm is different from the wheat farm due to the way that you have to make it work. Because the villagers would drop bread, but you make it so that their inventory is filled with something else so they can't pick up. Right? You fill their inventory with seeds. That's it. So they plant the seeds and then they can't pick up the wheat they harvest and then a minecart picks it up. So, yeah, 2 different types of farms. I'll have to think about that. I'll have to come up with some plans right there. But for the time being, I'm actually just going to pop through and do some flying around. Now, why exactly am I running about right here? It's because I actually want to ask you guys a question quickly. And this is a question that recently came to my mind thanks to Philip at CVP. So as you guys know, I've mentioned it a bunch of times. On Monday, so last Monday, I went to CVP in London, which is a massive, massive camera store. It's an online camera store, which just has everything from like cinema cameras all the way down to your useful consumer stuff. And I was testing out some camera equipment, hopefully to look into for the filming channel. And we got talking, and he'd been watching my Minecraft videos for years, and it turns out he doesn't play Minecraft anymore. He doesn't play Minecraft in the slightest, but he still enjoys watching the Hermitcraft episodes. Obviously, the Redstone videos, they don't make any sense anymore, okay? So, not interested in those, because Redstone has changed quite substantially since, I think, 2012 or 2013 when he was watching. But he still enjoys watching the Hermitcraft stuff, and that kind of got me thinking. I hear that occasionally, and I just wanted to ask, how many of you watching right now don't play Minecraft anymore, or haven't played Minecraft for a long time? I'm just interested. I'm kind of interested, so I'll try my best to remember to put a poll on the screen right now that you can check out, and you can just select the option, either yes or no. Do you play Minecraft? Yes or no? I'm really interested to see the results. Honestly, my predictions are probably about 95% play Minecraft, 5% don't. But I'm ready to be surprised. I'm ready to be surprised with this one, so please do answer the poll. And I hope you enjoyed this episode of Hermitcraft, to those of you who play Minecraft and to those of you who don't. If you did, please sure to hit that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later. Literally, look, I've just I just disappeared. This is amazing.